because look what came in. Richard Sherman. We tease because we love.
If you're willing to let me in, I'm going to come. I'm like a stray cat. You feed me once, I just come back over and over again.
We tease because we love.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Richard Sherman from Radius. What is, you gave us a little hook off air.
I did.
By saying foreclosures. I said, what do you want to talk about today, Richard?
Well,
and foreclosures were what?
Well, this is the reason I'm not actually on the bus trip, which is fantastic. And if you ever want to see government work, go to Sacramento. You can see it. They'll show you. It's amazing. But another reason I'm not there is because of this statistic. I will put it to you this way. I hired 2 new people this week, and they were both in the office for the first time together. And that's when I got this statistic. And there was lots and lots and lots of cursing coming from my office. So this is somewhat shocking even for me. In the last year, between March 2021 and now, the number of bankruptcy filings in the United States is up foreclosure filings is up 181%. 181% increase in foreclosure filings. Now, granted, we're coming out of COVID,
right?
And the restrictions were in place last year that are not now,
right?
But the number of bankruptcy filings in the last 30 days is up 29%. That's national.
Okay. Well, what happened? Why are we there? Why are we here? Why are we here?
We're here because, with all due respect to some of the other things I've been reading from other very well-known places, including the Board of Realtors and others, about what a rosy forecast they have. I mean, the Board of Realtors is still saying, or the National Association of Realtors is still predicting a 9% increase in prices before the end of the year. I don't see how. I don't see how the interest rate can go from 3% to 5% to over 5% to back to 5% and still keep prices going. I mean, I think there's still some room. They might go up another % or 2, but that's going to be it. We are at the peak. This is it. And the way you can tell is the number of foreclosure filings is through the ceiling. The number of foreclosure filings just in the last month is through the ceiling. There are lots and lots of people who were in trouble prior to or during the pandemic who are in more trouble now. That we're there, we'll help you. Give us a call. We'll help you and we'll do it for free. But for goodness sake, don't wait, because you are not alone. And there is a wave of foreclosures that is now starting to hit.
When is the right time to call you?
Now.
Like
yesterday would have been better. Today is good.
If you have just an inkling, I mean, you know what I mean? Like in the process, when do I call you? When do I call you? When the tears start falling? When is that call
immediately.
coming?
I'll be happy to take your call regardless. The best time to call me is now.
Okay.
But if it's just a question, then it's just a question. If you're behind on your mortgage, then we got some work to do. If you're in active foreclosure, then we got even more work to do. But the answer to the question is call us now. It's free. We're here to help. I can't pay people to save them from foreclosure. I wish I could, but I'm doing everything I can to incentivize them. So please give us a call. We do this for free. I find it physically painful when somebody loses a house to foreclosure that we otherwise could have saved. Because I hear story after story on a daily basis. Oh, I wish I'd known you a year ago. Well, okay. I wish I'd known you 5 years ago. I wish I'd known you 6 weeks ago. I'm here. Mm-hmm. I'm here. I'll help you. I don't know how else to let you know, but we're here and we do it for free. But yeah, just let that sink in for a minute. The number of foreclosure filings year over year is up 181%. The number of foreclosure filings in the last 30 days is up 29%. The banks are coming back to life, and they're foreclosing on these properties because equity is up, and they know the same thing I'm telling you, which this is the peak. So if you're going to foreclose, do it now. Don't do it a year from now.
But they don't want to be in the bank. They don't want to be in the realty business.
They're not. The banks don't take back the houses. The bank sets up the foreclosure, and then if they want to, they'll take it back and sell it because they can set the reserve very high at foreclosure sale. Or they'll just let it go to some investor. And right now they're letting it go to investors because there is a lot of, forgive me for saying so, but a lot of very foolish money still in the real estate market at the moment. I don't mean individual consumers. That's different. I mean investor money. There are investors out there, a lot of foreign investors in particular, who think the same thing. The real estate market in the United States is going to go up because, like, for example, CAR said it's going to go up 9% by the end of the year, California Association of Realtors. It's not. Mm-hmm. It is not. The groups who, like the Mortgage Bankers Association and et cetera, who have a vested interest in you always giving you a sunny outlook, will always give you a sunny outlook. I'm here to tell you, with foreclosure rates up that high, with mortgage rates spiking the way they have, and they didn't just go up, they spiked, and that is a huge difference. It went up nearly 2 points in less than a few months. That's too much. Mm-hmm. And because interest rates are really the only thing that can serve as a bulwark against inflation, and look what's happened with the price of housing. You can't go up 20% in a year and expect to sustain that. Or the price of milk or the price of gas or the price of anything else. None of it is sustainable. So the interest rate has got to go up and keep going up. What I'm concerned about is if the interest rate reaches over 6% by the end of the year. I have clients right now who are not buying houses that otherwise would because they're ready to buy a house at 3.5, even 4.5, but at 5.5, it's just too much for them. They cannot afford the payment. I have people who cannot refinance, who will have to lose their houses in foreclosure or sell now, who otherwise could have refinanced because the interest rate is too high. I mean, again, the calculus, I talked about it last month, but the calculus is typically for the average buyer, you're talking about 70 to 80% more in a monthly payment to get only about 20% more house value. And that's a calculus that most people aren't going to take. If you are already in the housing market and your life is dictating you need to go get another house, God bless, go buy another house. That's fine. You'll catch up in another few years. But the housing market is peaking now. So if you are a seller, now. Probably a couple of months ago, but certainly now. When we look back at this a couple of years from now, I don't know if everyone does, but I certainly will. When we look at that little chart, that little graph that shows where the peak was, it will be the second and third quarter of 2022.
But what do you do? But here's my question, Richard. So we could all sell our homes, right?
Sure.
You and Andrew and me will sell our homes, right?
Sure.
But then where do we go?
Well, that's the problem. Rental values are also way up high. So
right?
it depends on where you are. I mean, the best advice is honestly just to kind of hunker down. I mean, if you have a house to sell and your lifestyle, you have another kid, you want whatever's dictating it.
Right.
Then go for it. It could be something crazy like you need a 4-car garage. It could be something less crazy like we need room for another child. So, or mom's moving in. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons. If your life dictates it, go for it. You'll still be okay. Real estate is still a very solid investment in the long term. It's still the best investment there is in the long term that's available really in the United States. That's why so much foreign money comes into the real estate market here. But still, if you are going to sell in the next couple of years, do it now or be resigned to the fact you're going to need to wait a couple of years. Also, don't be upset when the market turns down. Markets go up, markets go down. The trick is to watch them as an observer and try to stay ahead of those waves. And what I'm telling everybody right now, and this is advice that is going to turn out to be very valuable for some and completely ignored, not valuable for others, if you have a house to sell, sell it now. If you're buying a house, if you need to buy one now, buy it now. If you wait a year, I think the interest rate's going to be higher, so you have that risk, but prices will be down. I think prices are going to come down around 3 to 5%, maybe as much as 10%, but I don't even know if it'll be that bad. It's not 2008, 2009. It's not going to be that same kind of drop, but it's going to be a downturn, and it's going to be rough. And we still got some inflation we have to ride out, and the interest rate's still going to go higher. Those people out there who are betting that the interest rate's going to come down below 5% again, certainly for a length of time, are wrong. I wouldn't take that bet. I'd be very surprised if we don't see 6 by the end of this year. I'm hoping we don't. But I think in the 30-year mortgage rate on the conforming interest rate, we're going to be over 6% by the end of this year. And that's already killing the refi market over 5, and it's only going to be worse coming up. So all the signs are there. I would like to be wrong, but I know I am not.
And don't make him say I told you so.
Yes, please. And we're here. I mean, we'll help you out of your foreclosure mess for free. We'll help you with your mortgage. Even if it's not a mess, even if you got a problem with your mortgage, you know what's going on. Give us a call. We'll sort it out quick. Those are the quick phone calls.
What's the number?
661-714-1400. Again, 661-714-1400. And also don't forget, if you're buying a house, we will give you money to buy a house. That will make it easier to offset the interest rate problems. If you're selling a house, we will give you money to fix up your house to sell. We give away a lot. We make a lot, we give away a lot. So we have programs for buyers where we give you money. We have programs for sellers where we give you money. We have people who are if you're in distress, we'll help you for free. In a lot of those cases, we actually loan money to help get them out of money. We set up loans for them. We don't do it ourselves. But we set up emergency loans for people to get them out of trouble if they're in trouble on the rare occasion. So there's all sorts of stuff we can do to help you out. I find there is no problem in real estate, whether you're buying real estate, selling real estate, or you're in trouble with real estate, that cannot be fixed with money. I think most problems are like that in the United States, but certainly the real estate, that is usually will fix most problems. And that's why we have investors that are ready to go. And I don't mean to buy your house, I mean to bail you out.
What's the website? In case they're driving around right now and they did not get to write that number down, where do they go when they get...
You can always find me through the station, or I have a very unique last name. It's Rich Szerman, but my last name is spelled funny. It's SZ. So if you just type SZ free foreclosure, or free foreclosures will probably get you there. But yeah, Szerman with a Z. SZERMAN. No H, Z instead.
I like it. You're unique.
Yeah, it's Szerman. It's not pronounced Sherman just because I like to be able to tell the telemarketers. But Rich Szerman, I'm with Radius Agent, Szerman with a Z, SZERMAN. And I can be reached at 661-714-1400. Again, 661-714-1400. Whatever your real estate issue is, please call me before you ignore it or before you decide some other course of action, because whatever it is, we can help you. Feel free to call me, get advice, and ignore me if that's what you want to do. But at least make the call, please.
Make the call.
661-714-1400.
Richard, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me in.
Finding the